I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. Alright, guess we'll have a roll call first. Call order the meeting and I'm here. Hi.
All right. Director Stanisek?
Here. I'm guessing no public comments.
Director Leach has not come in yet. He may be coming in on Zoom,
Should we leave it then?
so we'll go. We could go on with the meeting. Go ahead. This is your meeting.
Yeah, so nobody audience this time. That's good. All right. Next up, I'll go on the discussion items, update on the current facility use stats. So I kind of went through those. It's impressive. I don't know how if you want to go, you hit the highlights, but I kind of went through and saw that a lot going on. And it's good,
Mhm,
steady.
mhm.
Yeah, and I get a sense, let's look at some of this. Is it starting to kind of flatten a little bit, or does it feel like it's just summer? I don't know what the seasonality aspect
Yeah,
is.
well, there's there's been some holidays, but
Mhm.
really, we haven't put a whole lot, new stuff on the calendar because of the potential parking lot.
Oh, that's right.
So when we started planning, we weren't sure and we
Yeah.
were getting into that window.
Mhm.
So, but the plan is to go forward
Right,
with things, so we're not gonna hold back on like starting our new a lifestyle change cohort in August. We're gonna still, do that, meet here, so if and when the parking lot's looking more like September, but so
Oh,
that's
nice.
part of it. And then April was just a phenomenal month. We did a lot for I think it was National Nutrition Month. And we had a lot of things, probably more things than we intended to happen in that period. But what was cool about it was to see the engagement, like the community's response
Mhm.
to nutrition programming. And I'm trying to remember, that was a big one, it was a 5-week nutrition class. And people came, close to 30 people every class.
That's awesome.
And that was a unique one where we did a trial of what if we had a translator there, because the county was providing a translator. So we did one class
Yeah.
with Spanish and English
Uh-huh.
language in it. I don't think it's probably not something we would do again, but we tried it to see. I think
Was it simultaneous, kind of translating on the
Yeah.
fly? That's always
Yeah.
hard.
It's,
It-
yeah.
it
It's
is.
tough to do.
It's
Yeah.
hard to do, but we
Good test.
tried it because otherwise we couldn't have had it available in Spanish.
Absolutely.
So, but we had this opportunity. There was some other, I'm trying to remember, there was stuff with the DPP, but there was another,
It was,
Oh,
the one with the
gosh.
county is Food Smarts,
That-
and then,
there was something else I can't recall and I didn't bring my computer. But anyway, it was good to see the community's endorsement of
Right.
that. And, our DPP program, launched in February, but those people and a lot more in the community participated in that. So one thing that we're really proud about, and I think a lot of this has to do with Jasmine's help and work, is the Wellness Wednesday program. So this year, we really tried to get the right topics. Last year, we mixed it up and tried to make it during lunchtime and attract a wider demographic.
Yeah.
But we just decided, well, it's mostly retired people who are available during the day coming, let's run with it. And we've seen these last few really take off. Like today, we had Wellness Wednesday. We had 49 people register for the workshop.
Wow.
25 showed up, but still 49 people
That's good.
took the time, fill out the
Interest.
form, interest, yeah.
we got
Yeah.
their emails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
A lot of emails, yeah.
Tell the
So-
friends.
So that was really good. So we've stuck in, and so I think that's an important one. Like we've kind of maintained consistent.
Mhm.
So like the numbers, for a while were pretty low, like they were at the beginning of this year, but now it's picking up. And I think it's that consistency, we're building our audience, and there's always new people who show up.
That's great. Yeah, it works getting that.
So.
Plus the
mhm.
programming solid, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that was, a big thing. And then I think just in April, seeing everyone respond to, more of that lifestyle disease management type programming. So it's a good, just like stamp of approval in the direction, I think. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Excellent. We'll get through some of those other ones. I noticed that there's a your resource navigator mid-year review.
yes, yeah. So we just want to give, so what, we're gonna be doing everything in like next week, we're gonna start running the end of the year, fiscal year reports. So this was
So
just
it's just
short.
off timing, I know, and I wanted to get
Yeah,
something at
it's
least in the
fine.
record, because I think, because I'm gonna be cutting out, I don't know how this is gonna play out, but. And I know you've got a plan around that too, because the annual report and everything else comes out, but the
Yeah,
timing was off just by a little bit.
yeah, yeah, and it's good, we were, it's good to do anyway, cause I do a lot of this stuff every month.
Yep.
But with the, Community Resource Navigator report, one thing I think is really cool, to look at is how many people we're engaging with.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, strengthening the health district's relationship with a lot of organizations.
That's what I
Um,
noticed is the spread now, we have a really wide net.
Yeah,
pretty
and like the incoming referrals too, just from a lot of different,
Yep, partners.
groups, yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So that's going good. We're also seeing, a bit of a shift in the demographic for that program, a little bit younger,
Mhm.
which is good.
Yes,
So, and one thing that was just kind of interesting, I don't know how or if it's correlated, but the April that we had that was so busy with events and people at events.
right,
Was also crazy with new calls for the community resource navigation
so
program.
something
And I
clicked,
don't,
huh?
know, but they-
All of a sudden, there's momentum.
yeah, I think that's,
Everything at
So-
once, that's cool.
yeah. And so, don't forget, like, all these numbers, with the events, when I do the end of the fiscal year, I should have numbers from Palomar Family Counseling.
Oh, yeah.
So this does not, include,
Oh,
Palomar Family Counseling. We've had a lot of people that don't show up in these numbers, helping to put in like the, just from a visibility standpoint, that's why they're not in these numbers.
Mhm.
But putting in that, garden for the Fallbrook Food Pantry.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of volunteers, so we're getting, a lot of visibility on a couple other things
Mhm.
that happen on the campus that don't,
Show
show up in that.
That's awesome.
So,
Yeah.
another thing that's not reflected here was June, our CPR class is gaining momentum too. We had 24.
Yeah, it was a big crowd, right?
Yeah, like
24
24,
I
25.
think I saw
Yeah.
the post on that, I was like, oh. there's a lot of
Yeah.
There,
Yeah.
it's a lot of people.
That's great,
And even with our pool safety, which we have coming up in July.
Yeah.
We have about 24, 25 people already signed up for that.
is that at the high school or the boys' club?
So it's actually it's the same thing where Mary Murphy comes out to the wellness center.
Okay,
And she
So
kind of just teaches hands-only CPR as well as, a little bit what to look out for. Since it's the summer, so we like to tell people like, always stay on watch, be hesitant around certain things when you have pools.
okay,
So it's
so
done.
it's not actually a water, but it's water awareness around the pool.
Yes,
Watching the kids, who's got them, all
yeah,
that kind of.
making,
good.
setting all those type of
Yep.
ground rules of
Yep.
like who's gonna be here and all that, so.
Nice,
It's definitely gained momentum, cause I think that was kind of the very first thing I marketed when
Yeah.
I came here. And I think we were all happy when we got 10 people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It
Really?
takes time, I mean,
Right.
it takes repetition and time, and it's always does.
It does, it takes time, yeah. So that one, also focuses on, drowning, if someone did drown.
Yeah.
Resuscitation,
Yeah.
so the CPR goes in, and we give everyone a little, like, it's called a water watcher,
Yeah.
Laney, since you were just talking. So whoever's watching the pool, you actually go, here, it's your turn,
Yes.
okay, I'm done, and so
You
that's
gotta own
kind
it,
of cool.
oh, yeah,
Yeah, it's a great thing.
that's cool,
So that's, looking good for this month. The other thing is just we are constantly we're also gaining traction in terms of connections with different organizations that can provide different types of various education. And so that just continues, like every month, we're still having new meetings,
Yeah.
when can we, fit this in, is it the right fit, continually, so.
yeah, for me, I reflect back when I first started, and to where we are now, it's crazy. It's really awesome. You guys have done such a great job, and I just impressed with, and that's why I'm so adamant about getting this out, because it's such a good story. And so, that's why I was kind of prompting for it, because I think there's a great story, and these great stories will grow bigger, great stories
Mhm.
as you go, so that's what's really fun to see. Yeah, the changes and the amount of people.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, it's
So,
continuing.
yeah, this agenda, but I want to make sure, I kind of went through all the other pages too, and had a couple of questions on it, but
Sure.
I'm not sure how to follow this outline directly, but, and I don't know if it's at the right time or even at the appropriate time, and just advertising expense and ROI. I throw that out only because I know we do a lot of flyers, we have village news and other stuff, and I'm just, wondering if we're getting a sense for what's having the most impact, or if there's anything we should tune down, or is everything kind of, we gotta do it, because it's just the way different people get their information.
Mhm.
Because I know it's kind of hard to run an ROI like for Village News, for instance, because that's a very specific demographic of people that only get the paper, probably don't have a phone. Right? And you still gotta catch them. So I'm not sure if it's, I think the budget's fine. I'm not questioning whether we're wasting money or anything like that. It's just more of a, sometimes you pause and go,
Yeah.
are we getting the right things, or do we need to
Yeah.
add more dollars somewhere else
Mhm.
to continue to expand and grow? So that was the question.
Yeah, yeah. So.
Yeah.
Wanna start with that?
So with, kind of get into the weeds, so with the Village News, we typically put in an ad once a month, and it's like a 1/4 page ad, so it's a little kind of corner. That's about $358 a month, as well as we do Meta Business, so that's gonna be your Facebook
Right,
and your Instagram ads, and I spend, normally we'll do about 2 to 3. It really depends on the district sponsored events.
yes,
So that's gonna be like your hands-on CPR, your Wellness Wednesdays, or any sort of partner program, like for the month of May. We had one with Palomar Family Counseling. It was a workshop on a Saturday.
Yep.
So it was more of a collab, so we were like, put some dollars for that.
Yep.
Typically, I normally spend about $50.
Okay.
As my budget for that, and that ranges mostly from anywhere from 2 weeks to 20 days. In terms of promoting that through
How
a,
big a reach you're trying to capture, yeah.
and I normally do it kind of, targeting locally.
Yep.
So I stay around the wellness center as like the pinpoint, because that's where it's gonna take place.
Then do a circle off. from-
Yeah, so I normally do about like a 10-mile radius.
Okay.
It kind of slightly touches Temecula, we're so close,
It's hard not to, yeah.
it's hard not to.
Not a lot out there at that, between here and there either.
So, and then in terms of when it comes to, flyers, we do those in-house, so we're printing the actual flyers here.
Okay,
The only thing that we got printed out of house, which was the brochure.
Yeah.
So we did 1,000 copies, and that was about $540.
well
We
worth it.
do plan on translating it into Spanish. I do have, Katya's already provided me the Spanish translation, but I know there was, I think, a couple edits that we'll probably do to the brochure. Just because I know that's a necessity, because a lot of times we do go to events
Absolutely.
with, for example, Fallbrook Family Health Center.
Yep.
They do deal with a lot of the speaking population, so it would be nice to have that also in Spanish. So it's probably,
Oh, that's a great tool. We gotta continue that one for sure.
yeah. And then that's pretty much it in terms of spent. When it comes to advertising itself. We do on top of the Village News besides ad, they have their little community events
Right,
section.
right.
So we normally put our events in that way, so it's just like, what's going on day by day. And then we also do social media posting.
Yep.
In terms of the awareness about the numbers that is happening at like the wellness center. I typically do like an end of month recap.
Okay,
Just letting people know like, hey, we had like 1,200
Yeah.
visits, we had this many partner activities and wellness, fitness wellness stuff. As well as I like to always try to pinpoint something that the district sponsors, may it be mental health first aid.
sure.
Sometimes we've been having pretty high digits with that, like normally about 20 to 25 people
Right,
come to that class, or Target Wellness Wednesday. So it's just to see like, we are making that change in a community. And then we do have our monthly newsletter.
Right.
So that is another way we've been getting out a lot of our district kind of announcements. So for the month of July, as you may have recalled, we had the CDC.
Right.
Come out and visit the TPP program, so that's also going to be kind of like the little, hey.
Yep.
They came and visit us
yeah,
and stuff like
no,
that.
that's awesome.
And so also that will be turned into a press release. For the month of July, and I plan on doing one for grants as well.
Oh, yes,
So that's,
coming up as well.
Mhm.
No, it's good. I mean, the question, when I look at these things like this, I go, okay, the 350, let's just play this, 350 we're spending on the news. You pump that toward Facebook,
Yeah,
would that help, hurt, change, be different? I don't know. Those are the kind of questions always.
Right.
yeah,
And it's something you just kind of keep out there as, opportunities.
Mhm.
The mix, it's always about the mix and who you're trying to target and where we throw the dollars, but.
Yeah.
I understand that they all have value and they're hitting different demographics, but as I see the demographic shift that I saw in the package here.
yeah.
There may be an opportunity to tune things a little differently down the road, but
That's
I
what
won't be
we've
here.
been,
Yeah,
we've kind of been
we have a
discussing.
wish list.
Yeah,
No, that's
Like-
good.
Yeah, a wish list of certain
The
things
things.
that we wanna do. I would, in that shift, it's more probably going like geo-targeting or digital ads,
Right.
like when people come close, they get pinged.
Right.
Or I really like direct mail.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So, where you actually do a radius and just, cause that's one way, like, yeah, people may drive by or may not,
Yes,
but if they don't actually drive by or actually come on campus and give us their information, they'll never know, as where you could just send kind of something general that talks about what the health district is, they'll be like, oh my god, I live close by, never knew. Cause that's kind of the way, when I used to work at Soapy Joe's, to drive people to a
Right.
new car wash site was, hey, we're here in your neighborhood,
oh,
come
absolutely.
get a free car wash.
No, I mean,
There's opportunities in direct mail, I think.
No, I think you're right. I mean, I've toyed with it from the real estate side. I mean, there's agencies out there, we can go right some zip codes or street areas or you draw this map and you hit them. Do a direct, personalized, direct mail with, do you wanna see the value of your property?
Mhm.
Hit this QR code, and it snaps them.
Think
I
that.
get limited success on that,
Mhm.
but this kind of thing, I think, I'm still on the fence in direct mail in general
Mhm.
as a tool, but I think in this case, I think it's worth testing.
Yeah.
Because this is such a tight community, and there are a lot of mailbox readers still here.
There are, and there's opportunities, is what do you get, I used to do, direct mail as part of my marketing company, and you can do like an oversized sheet for pretty cheap, and it stands out.
Yeah.
You get
Yes.
a lot of
The
information,
larger
beautiful
postcards.
pictures,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Absolutely.
kind of stuff. But I think, for that, we're probably like a year or so out, it probably wouldn't be this fiscal year, just because there's so much construction.
Oh, I
So before we
understand.
put that kind of
You don't want to have the
spend.
wave show
We
up in
want-
the
Right.
mile.
Yeah. Coming in, the gates closed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Oh, it's
that's not good. It's so welcoming.
Yeah, but we are talking about making a little bit of a shift from from the ads to more digital. And more press releases as
Yes,
well.
I kind of track it too, with just Fallbrook with, all the realtors talking, we're always comparing notes on how do you attack people here and get after them, right? I mean, it's such a wide demographic of people, from non-English speaking to no phone to old people that don't even want a phone and the mix in between.
Yeah.
And it's constantly shifting,
Oh, yeah.
and so that's great. No, I think we have the mix out there, which is awesome. We have all the buckets running. Now it's a matter of which gets more water.
Right.
All right,
And
cool.
from asking people, it's super hard, like the tracking is such a challenge.
I know.
And we get like across the gamut, responses when we.
Yeah.
Look at it.
It's hard to think, how'd you hear about us? I don't know. Just showed
Yeah.
up. All righty, that's probably good on that one. Year in review, I know that's coming, so I was more gonna check in status wise, but you guys got it. I'm not worried about that.
We do have an outline, that we're working off of, and we're just waiting for the true end to run numbers.
Right, that makes
But
sense.
to do
Timing.
something, pretty, engaging with like, the service, offerings that we've had, the number of visits, like the new programs that were launched, the outreach of, for different events,
Yeah.
some program highlights, a good testimonial about the grants, the construction update. So those are like a few of the things that are in our, outline right now.
Yeah, what's exciting to me is there's so much momentum and growth this year and success, and then what's coming
Right?
is even better. I mean, that's what's gonna be exciting. I mean, between the construction and all the other programs and the growth, I mean, there's a great story to be told next year, so.
Mhm.
I'll be kind of watching from a distance.
Yeah, it's
Let me
good.
watch.
Yeah, this is just almost like a soft opening, so to
I
speak.
agree, completely agree.
Because this is just like with, like, nothing exciting to look at, you know what I mean, like, just
Right?
programming, and
Yeah.
then we'll have something, you know, more
And then once you
engaging.
got construction, that creates interest because people are interested in seeing what's going on. Plus progress reports and
Yeah,
coming together.
Yeah.
It's
so
fun.
we do have a breaking ceremony scheduled for late August for the parking lot.
Excellent.
So
That'll be good.
we'll take advantage of that.
Get all the communityites.
Yeah.
The gold shovels.
Hard hat.
Oh, actually have the shovel.
We have
Let's
hard hats.
see, the essential leadership skills certificate, I saw that added. Is that something
Did you
that,
see that?
yes,
That's something Rachel's working on?
is that what she's working,
This,
okay,
this is the certificate that she got. Would you like me to read it?
sure.
Okay. The CSDA SDLF Essential Leadership Skills Certificate. Earning the certificate demonstrates to the Board of Directors that the person is trained in critical leadership skills and has competencies to successfully lead special districts. The modules are taught by experienced certified special district managers and local government experts. Below are the sections required and the course I took.
So I did actually read that. I wasn't clear, is it done or in process?
This is what she did.
She completed it,
Mhm.
that's awesome.
Mhm.
Good job, Rachel.
Don't start being
No, that's a really cool course. I was reading all the elements of it and go, whoa, that's awesome. So, yeah, we should blow something out. She should do a TikTok video.
She
She wants to.
She wants to. You still love that.
No, that's
You're
all.
gonna love that.
For the record, congratulations, Rachel, and that's gonna really help the district continue to grow. and
Really
that's
cool.
Awesome stuff. Alrighty, that's it, I think, unless you guys had anything else you wanted to chat about.
No, we're just waiting to hear about the applications we did for some different awards.
Yeah,
We
Yes.
thought we were coming into the window where we find yay or
but
nay.
I think they're probably still doing all their deliberations. I'm assuming they probably got slammed with a lot of applications. Cause the first one is for CSDA.
Yeah.
So it was, for a innovative program, which we submitted our DPP program
Right,
on that. So we were hoping to find out this week, that if we would continue on or be like an official nominee. I did reach out, asking what the status of our application, so I'm just waiting on an email back. And then as well, we did submit a couple, proposals for speaking. At the ACHD conference, which I believe is taking place September. And we chose a topic as well as our lifestyle change program. So it's more of, this will be more, how other districts can apply this program to their district.
right.
So you're dealing with a lot of, board members, CEOs, kind of the decision makers.
Mhm.
So it's more of a higher level compared to, speaking to the community.
Right, understood.
So it had to be a little,
Well, it's all lining up with our vision, right, to become recognized and one of the best.
yeah,
So that's-
we are on our way to
That's
being
awesome.
nationally recognized.
Right.
It's amazing the power of those
That
things.
organization.
Right?
There's visions out there, suddenly things happen. Before I wrap real quick then, there's a couple of things going through. I just highlighted some things I thought were really cool. So, the 60% of the referrals coming from 13 partners, that's a great stat. The one that's starting 45% being under the age of 50,
Right,
that's
right?
new. right?
Yes, yes.
Cause
it is.
that's a significant piece of data right there in my
Mhm.
mind. And then April being the busiest month, I was like, okay, that's cool. Click rates are looking good, open rates are pretty high, so we're doing the right things. What was the other one? The website views, but that kind of moves around, but
Yeah.
we're gonna call it growth, but. That's a hard one. I love that post. In fact, that one struck me, the one with the crowd.
Oh, yeah,
That one caught my feed too. I said, oh, that's awesome. Cause that looks like, man, there's something happening. I go check this out.
Cool.
And, let's see, post clicks. Yeah, that was it. That was the ones I just kind of get my eye too. So good trends happening there. So excellent work.
thank you.
Well, thank you for the for the, leading the way for, creating a community.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a communications officer,
Oh,
so that we
You
can.
see the value. I mean,
Yeah.
it's awesome, and you're doing a great job, so I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad to be
Right.
here.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, you see the power of it, data speaks.
Yeah,
So if anybody has any issues on it, just point them to the data.
so like, here's the data from last year and then look at it now.
Exactly. And I knew that was gonna happen, because when you get focused on it, that's when it accelerates, so that's good stuff, so I'm glad it's worked out. So I wish you all the best,
Thank you.
You the
and we'll
best.
see you on probably the next meeting, whoever's gonna be here, but, I'm gonna close this one as my.
All right, cool.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Director Stanis.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you. I'm gonna stop this recording.
Hopefully procedurally, I missed post comments for a couple of years. I made my comments.